excited to hear the 10 tips on how to make your relationships even stronger. But before that, let me just thank all those people who are viewing my channel and my videos, and for all those people that already subscribed. So if you're not subscribed yet to this channel and you would like to see more videos like this, please do subscribe, and later please do give me your comments about this video. So let's move on with our topic. So what are the 10 tips I can give you so that you can make your relationships even stronger? Well, this will not be coming from me. Last night, late night, last night, I was able to watch this Filipino movie entitled Recipe for Love. It was a movie of taste. Cinematography was nice, the storyline was nice, and the plot itself was nice, and the lessons implied were also very practical. So these are some of the tips, or 10 tips, that I got from the movie Recipe for Love. So if you haven't watched it and you would like to watch it, please do so. Just simply Google it, and I don't have the link for the full movie. So let's move on with the first topic, or with the first tip rather. So I got from the movie is, the first tip I can give you to make your relationship even stronger is, let your love be bigger than your ego. Let me repeat that. Let your love be bigger than your ego. So in the movie, the characters were both career people. They're both career oriented. One is owning a restaurant, and the other one is, I think, a feature editor, if I remember it right, for a magazine, and she's also a food blogger. So when I said let your love be bigger than your ego, let not your career, your personal agenda be bigger than your love, because most of the time there are some people who are competing with one another. Let's say, for example, the woman is more successful than the man, so the man feels insecure. In fact, it shouldn't be the case. I feel that it should always be your love that will always be more important in a relationship, especially with what they've shown in the movie. Your love for each other should always be bigger than your ego. You should support one another regardless if someone is getting ahead of the other person. So if your wife is getting promoted, if your wife is getting getting a better chance in her career, might as well support her, understand her, and give her the security that you will always be there, and you don't feel insecure with all her achievement, because you understand that her achievement is also your achievement, because there will never be a better person in a relationship if not for the supportive partner in the end. So vice versa, if you are a woman and you see that your man is getting promotion, getting bigger in his career, be supportive, because you understand that a thicker wallet means a happier wife. So you will always be benefiting for that. So tip number 1 to make your relationship even stronger: let your love be bigger than your ego. Again, let your love be bigger than your egos. So don't let your ego be in the way of your relationship. Tip number 2, be mature while you are in the relationship. Again, be mature while you are in the relationship. Why did I say while in the relationship? You can be childish outside the relationship. When you are single, you can be pabebe, you can be childish, you can be immature. But while you are in that relationship, while you are married to someone, and while you are in a relationship with a partner, immaturity is not an option. You shouldn't be childish. You shouldn't be acting like as if you're not understanding the situation. Be mature. Be mature. while you are in the relationship, because maturity entails understanding, respect, trust, and all the good things. Only an immature individual will distrust, will be so jealous, will feel so insecure, and will feel so irresponsible in a relationship. So while you are in a relationship, be mature. Be mature. So that would be the second tip. The third tip, I'm actually reading because I took notes last night. Okay? So, third tip to make your relationship even stronger, give space and time to heal. So when I say give space and time to heal, in the movie there was a part wherein they had to part ways. They had to be silent. They had to think it over. So that's also one thing. If especially if both of you have been so hurt, rather than confronting it immediately, or rather than telling bad things about each other or against each other, might as well be quiet, move away from each other, think it over, and then once your emotions are more calm, and you're more rational, uh to deal with the issue, then go back to each other and discuss it. So, third tip, give yourselves some space and time to heal, especially if it really hurt you so much. Okay? So, fourth tip, listen to no one except the voice of love you both hear together. Again, listen to no one except the voice of love you both hear together. Why did I say this? Because in a relationship, in a partnership, there will be a lot of people who will be interfering. They will be giving you their 10 cents every now and then, especially your in-laws. Especially your in-laws. I'm not, I apologize if this will sound so anti-in-laws, but in reality, the in-laws will always be saying things, will be giving you advice, but at the end of the day, it will always be you and your partner who should talk. And you should always listen to the voice of love, or the loving voice that you feel inside you for each of you. So you need to listen to that. You only need to listen to that voice and no one else's voice, because the more voices you hear, the more noise you hear, the more complication it will create. You should always be listening to your partner. You should always be listening to the love you feel for your partner, because that is the reason why you are together. It's not because of other people who are outside you. So tip number 4, to make your relationships even stronger, listen to no one except for the voice of love you hear together. Yan. And now, fifth one. Here, settle things immediately. Never hold grudge towards each other. So again, settle things immediately and never hold grudge towards each other. I always believe, and I've seen that in the movie, and it's very important that if you had an argument, never sleep it over. Never sleep without closing it, because that will add up to another problem the following day, because you're not even guaranteed if tomorrow you will never have a problem, you will never have a challenge. So if one challenge is not closed the day before, and then it adds up, so there will be two challenges already, and if you do that on the following day and the succeeding days, so what will happen? All your problems will be piling up, and you're like a volcano that when you cannot contain it anymore, you will explode. So settle things immediately and never hold grudge towards each other. And when I say never hold grudge, once it's done, it's done. Once it's dissolved, or shall I say closed, never bring it back. Never be a historian who always counts the past. It's been resolved. It's been dealt with. So don't hold it. Move on. Because if you keep on holding on the things that happened in the past, how will you be able to see the present in the things that your partner is doing for you currently? So Again, tip number 5, settle things immediately, settle or arguments immediately, and never hold grudge towards each other. So that will be the first 5 tips. So if you are not subscribed yet and you feel you want to continue listening to this kind of videos, please do subscribe, and that would be very helpful on my end, and that will inspire me to create more videos like this. And then at the same time, please do give your comments after this video. So let's continue with tip number 6. Tip number 6 says, look for the reasons why you love one another and never look for another. Let me just repeat that. Look for the reasons why you love one another and never look for another. So when you are giving space and giving each other a time to heal, you are searching for the reason why you love one another in the first place. And it's not a reason for you to look for another person who will create complication, because that is actually the problem. When somebody, or when a partner asks for a space, he or she is asking for a space to be alone and not to be with another person. So it's okay for you to talk to true friends. It's okay to talk to your family to get new insights, but talking to another, and they will prey on your vulnerability, and they will take advantage of your vulnerability, that is something else. Then that will actually create, or that will actually damage and destroy your relationship. And the reason why you want space and time to heal is because for you to realize how much you love one another, and you want to have that space and time to heal, because you want to love again that same person that you committed yourself with, and not another person. So again, tip number 6, especially when you are in a cool off mode, look for the reasons why you love one another and never look for another person. Now, tip number 7, always be transparent with one another. Never presume, assume, nor speculate. Again, always be transparent with one another. Never presume, never assume, nor speculate. Don't make your partner a mind reader. It's always important to be transparent and be honest with one another. Especially even if it's a sexual thing that you would like to discuss, he or she is your partner, and you need to discuss with them what you really feel. And the only person that can really understand you and must understand you is your partner, and you should be transparent with him or her. Especially even if it's a sexual thing, you tell him or her what you like sexually or asexually. Tell him or her where it tickles, where it does not, things that you don't like. Be transparent. Discuss everything. I say discuss. Do not argue. An argument creates animosity. It creates chaos. It creates war. But a fruitful discussion creates peace, order, and understanding. So that is a very different two things. Never equate argument with discussion. An argument has hate in it. Discussion has love in it. The purpose of discussion is to make each other be more transparent and be more true to one another. And that is to make each other accept each other better and love each other better, and not disgrace or not hate one another. So again, tip number 7, always be transparent with one another. Never presume, assume, nor speculate. And of course, the number 8, not finally, there are 3 more. Celebrate the highs and always overcome obstacles together. So again, celebrate the highs and always overcome obstacles together. You're in a relationship. This is a race where you two must run together. So you have to celebrate your triumphs, and you should always overcome the challenges together. It's not just about your wife solving all the problem, making all the adjustments. It's not also about the husband or the boyfriend or the male partner who should always be adjusting. It should always be both of you. You should work things together, not one not one working only to solve each problem. The two of you must work together. So celebrate the highs and always overcome obstacles together. Partnership is together, not one together, but together. Okay? And nine, second to the last tip to make your relationship even stronger, work with each other and not against each other. So work with each other and not against one another, shall I say. Again, work with each other and not against one another. So the two of you are teammates and you should work and you should always act as a team. You should always act as a partner. You should not try to beat each other. So in terms of career, if one is advancing, celebrate and support. The other person must support and must celebrate. And once the other person is the one who advances, the person who received the support and the celebration must also do the same. It should not always be a one-way process. It should always be a two-way process. So you should always work together and you work with each other and not against one another, because a partnership is not like that. It should always be towards the two, or the two of you should always be working towards one goal, and that is to keep your relationship stronger, happier, peaceful. And you should always make it a point that each day each of you must only make each other happy. That's the only thing that you should be mindful of. So you should always be working together or working with each other. You should work with each other and not against one another. And finally, the last tip, or the 10th tip to make your relationship even stronger: always remember that your home is in each other's loving arms, and that is where you must always stay. Again, always remember that your home is in each other's loving arms, and that is where you must always stay. Hindi po sa ibang kandungan. You should not be staying in another person's, in a mistress's home, and you should not be choosing to leave just because you're having a difficulty with your relationship. That's not the way you should be treating problems in a relationship. You should always remember that your home, especially when you made a commitment with each other, remember that your home is the loving arms of each other, and that is where you must always stay, no matter what. No matter what, you always need to choose to love and not to hate your partner, even if there are a lot of problems. Again, remember, problems must be solved. They must not be avoided. They must not be escaped from. You have to face them, because if you always keep on escaping the problems, then that you will never have a healthy relationship, no matter with whoever that will be, because you're always avoiding the problem, because problems will always be there, no matter who your partner is. You just have to deal with it. You just have to make it a point that you love, and there's no greater problem for a person, or for two persons whose love is greater than their problem. So again, the 10th tip will always be this: always remember that your home is in each other's loving arms, and that is where you must always stay. stay. Never go anywhere else except for the loving arms of your partner. So, and with that, and I'll be writing all the tips because I know they're quite lengthy, and I will be writing the tips on the description of this video. And finally, this. A lot of people will always be telling, especially here in the Philippines, they will always tell you that there is no forever. There is no forever, and I must believe in that. Because you know why? What I got from the movie Recipe for Love, forever determines the quality of love you have for each other. Again, forever determines the quality of love you have for each other. I felt that forever is a result of the quality of love you have for each other. If you're the if you love for each other is shallow and is based on wrong reasons and they are just one-sided, you will never expect. You will never expect forever. You will never expect each other to grow old for one another. Forever is a result of the quality of love you have for each other. So if your love is strong, if your love is based on respect, it's based on trust, it's based on mutuality, and it is based on all good things, and it is based on divine laws, I feel that there will be a forever between the two of you. So again, my last tip, or I guess the bonus idea, is never expect a forever between the two of you if you cannot give good quality love for one another. You can only expect forever if your love for each other is greater than yourself and is greater than the problems that will come your way, especially in the relationship. And forever will always come if the two of you will work hand in hand. So with that, I hope you learned something. Out of the 10, I hope you got something, and tell me which tip out of the 10 struck you most, and please do leave a comment on the comment section. And please, if you like to hear more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel, and I appreciate your time, your views, and I appreciate the love that you give for one another. And always remember, choose to love and not to hate. And with that, thank you very much. This is Single Mind, and until I see you on the next video.